now that our hallway looks amazing, what to do with this wasted space at the end of the hallway? Well, whenever I need to, I take a picture, I use my iPad, and I use a program called Procreate. I can never say it right. It's the one that you can design right on your iPad. It's a really great visual, especially for everyone who's a creative being. It's just nice to see it in the space. You can see I had a general idea. I wanted some kind of arrow and I wanted to use negative space, but I couldn't exactly decide. So I decided to go around Home Depot, and I definitely got inspired by that. So I wanted this arrow space. I wanted the negative design. So here I am with my cut design. You can see it. And what I'm doing is I'm actually dry fitting this because I think it's super important before you fully commit to do that. So now that I know what I want and I have it committed, I'm using my flagstone stain, which I'm using in my entire home, and I'm going to stain the pieces of wood to kind of give that space some more warmth, but not go as dark as the trim in the space. You want to make sure you always go with the grain of wood when you are staining, and it just brings out the beauty of the actual wood. So here it is fully installed, and I'm using 1x2s that I used to separate to create that negative space. I'm now using it to create negative space in the other area, and you'll see what I mean in a second. So I stained those pieces too, and what I'm going to do is attach angle iron. So I asked Matthew, my husband, to help me because it's metal work, but now that I know how to do it, I can totally do it. And I'm taking this angle iron, we're putting some holes in it, just using a drill bit. I thought we needed something more, but we don't. We just need a drill bit, which was kind of cool and totally attainable. And I know you're like, why is there angle iron? Why is there wood? But we're getting off the sharp parts of this angle iron. You're going to see it all come together in just a minute. There are the holes, and you can see this is a 1-inch one. I'm attaching it to the wood pieces. See how it's going to fit real snug. If it doesn't fit fully, just hit it, right? But that angle iron is sitting on top of the 1x2, but attached to the thicker piece of wood that is going to be anchored more to the wall. And that is going to become a small shelf. When designing the space, I wanted it to be a piece of art, but also something I could playfully do with my kids. And I have these huge letters that have just been sitting in my garage for like 5 years. So this was the perfect way to do it. So here's a closer look and a different angle of how I'm attaching it. So I'm taking my angle iron. I didn't need to cut this one down because this is the length it came in, and I'm all about just doing it the easy way. But I'm taking cap screws because I don't want the screw to be weird, and cap screws have a straight bottom. So I didn't need to pre-drill holes or anything. I just took my drill and just went straight down. I only used 2 screws, which doesn't seem like a lot, but because the 1x2 is carrying the rest of the weight, as you can see on the wall, it's perfect, and I'm not putting anything heavy on it. So to secure this entire thing into the wall, once I put it into place, I'm using my level because I don't want anything to be off here. I'm just using a nail gun. I'm using my 2-inch 18 gauge nails in my nail gun, and I'm removing the wood to attach it as I showed you previously. And once it's attached, it sits level on that 1x2 that we've already anchored with the nails. And now I'm going to nail the bigger piece into the wall. It's sturdy, it's perfect. I absolutely love it. And you can see here, I didn't go all the way to the ground or all the way to the ceiling. I just didn't want to have that black continually from ceiling to floor. And what I'm using is a zinc angle iron, so it will rust, it will patina, and we are okay with that. We actually love the idea of that. So I went for 5. I love designing in odds, and 5 is a great number to design with. And you can see I'm just repeating this. So even though it looks a little tedious, it's super attainable. So as you can see right in front of you onto the right of the screen are the canvas arts, which you can go back on the channel and see how we did this. But you can see how I'm tying in the point of the pennant on the canvas and that slat 1x2 wood going horizontally, and it just flows perfectly into the back of the hallway. You can see blurred in the distance. And here it is. Isn't that just beautiful? How it's all tied in, that wood stain just carrying it through makes it more cohesive, and those letters look fantastic. And that's how I actually did the spacing through the design, is by these letters. So that's my rhyme or reason. I hope you love it, that you're inspired, and you choose to work with a new product and metal. Have fun!